Hey guys, welcome back to our listening class at pre-intermediate level. As always, before starting any new section, we ought to spend some time reviewing the vocabularies we have learned in last week period. Glad to invite you all to the Lucky Spin game. As you can see, there are 5 questions to answer. And with all 5 correct answers, you have the chance to spin the wheel to earn bonus point. How many points you get all depends on how lucky you are. It is interesting, isn't it? Let's go. The first question. What is the definition of the phrase to rule something out? What is the answer? Obviously, to rule something out is to decide that something is not possible or suitable. Continue. Number 2. What are carbon emissions? Can you define this kind of substances? Yes, of course. They are carbon dioxide that plants, corals, bacteria, etc. produce, thought to be harmful to the environment. Next, number 3. Which of the following words has the meaning health and happiness? A. Welfare or B. Social security? Which one do you choose? For your information, Social Security is the system of payments run by the government to people who are ill, poor, or unemployed. So, A. Welfare is the word has the meaning health and happiness. Now is question number 4. What are animals and birds that are kept on a farm such as cows, sheep, or chicken called? This is a very easy one, right? I'll count to 3 and we'll say out loud the answer, okay? 1, 2, 3. Livestock. Excellent. Now come to the last question. Which of the following verbs that best substitutes for the word underlined in the sentence? Trust can alter the perception of reality. A. Exchange or B. Change. Those verbs are all infinitive form, so just need to find the synonym of the word alter. Is it A or B? Here, exchange means to give something and then receive another thing in return. Or change means to make or become different. Therefore, the verb can be used in this sentence is B. Change. Congratulations! You have finished 5 questions without any wrong answer. So, as a reward, you have a chance to spin the lucky wheel. Let's see how many points you can get. Wow, amazing! You have 40 points. Congratulations once again. It's time to engage in a new lesson. Our topic of today is talking about rumors. But first of all, we must go through some new words, or actually phrases that you may not know before. Don't forget to track that lesson carefully. The first one is a phrase, which means to accept the praise given for something. It is take the credit for something. The words in the brackets can be omitted when you make sentences. For instance, I did all the work and he took all the credit. Whenever you learn a new term, try to apply it to different contexts or tenses in order to profile your awareness of that term. As a result, later, you could use it with flexibility as well as fluency. Next is also a verb phrase. Means to start to talk about a particular subject. The phrase I'm mentioning is bring it up. Here is an illustration how to make a sentence. The evening was going well until someone brought up the topic of politics. One more praise I want to provide you today. Become now publicly. That is, come to light. Example. Fresh evidence has recently come to light that he didn't commit the murder. With those phrases given, I believe the recording will not be difficult for you anymore. In this period, you're supposed to listen to the recording twice, and after each time, you stop to do one task. Task 1. Decide if these sentences are true or false. Initially, before listening, you need to read through these 4 sentences to catch their main ideas. Afterwards, while listening, focus on the parts that relates and take note the keywords. Do you understand? Okay, I'll turn on the recording now. Stay focused.
Kira, have you heard John isn't coming back and they might even fire him?
No, I knew he was away, but I thought it was for personal reasons.
I'm pretty sure that's not the full story. Have you ever worked with him?
A long time ago, but, well, I've heard stories about him for years.
I've never worked with him directly, but I know people that have, and they say he was always shouting and screaming, threatening to fire people. And Suzanne told me he took credit for one of her ideas. She had this idea for a project, and she brought it up at the monthly creative workshop, and he liked it, everybody did. But she saw the notes from the meeting, and there was no mention of her name anywhere. John had agreed with her and repeated some of the things she said, and the notes made it look like they were his ideas in the first place. He made her do all the work planning it. Then when the project actually got started, it was that Cars one. Suzanne was moved to something else.
It won an award, didn't it?
Yeah, but Suzanne didn't get to share it. There was zero recognition of her contribution. She was furious, but she couldn't do anything about it. Not if she wanted to keep her job.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to report people who are as high up as John is, or was.
How did you find working with him then?
Well, you know what you said about him shouting at people? I've been in meetings with him and we all learned to keep our mouths shut. It was horrible. People were genuinely afraid of him.
Did you ever see him stealing people's ideas?
It was never that obvious. He was a genius. He had incredible vision, but, there was a whole team of people working with him. Not every single idea came from him, and after a while, it's not easy to say, oh, this idea was mine and this idea was yours. For me, the bigger problem was that you could be in his good books, and then suddenly, with no explanation, you were out. And if you were out, life got very difficult.
I heard women in particular had a hard time working with him.
Yeah, well, like I said, you had to stay in his good books. So if there was a comment that made you feel uncomfortable, you didn't say anything.
Did that happen to you?
Not to me, no, but we all knew, and no one said anything. And I was lucky I didn't have that much contact with him myself.
They're doing a full investigation, so I suppose a lot of these stories are going to come to light.
I hope so. I really hope he's not coming back.
Alright, have you done? Let's check the answer together. Sentence A. Will knows many stories about John because he had worked with John. Is it true or false?
I've never worked with him directly, but I know people that have, and they say he was always shouting and screaming, threatening to fire people.
The fact is, Will hasn't worked with John. So, it is false. Sentence B. Susan was the original creator of the idea about cars.
And Suzanne told me he took credit for one of her ideas. She had this idea for a project and she brought it up at the monthly creative workshop and he liked it.
According to the recording, she was the original creator, but John took credit from her idea. Therefore, the right answer is true. The next one, C. Susan was rewarded for her contribution to a prize-winning project.
There was zero recognition of her contribution. She was furious, but she couldn't do anything about it. Not
From what we have listened, there's zero recognition of Susan's contribution, so she was furious. Then this statement is false. She wasn't rewarded. The last one, sentence D. Kira agrees with what Will has said about Charles' aggressive behavior. Let's check the answer while listening to the audio again.
You know what you said about him shouting at people? I've been in meetings with him and we all learned to keep our mouths shut. It was horrible.
What's your answer? Yes, the answer is true. She agrees that John's behavior was horrible. Okay, now we are moving to task 2. Task 2. Complete each sentence with one word. Therefore, only one word can be put in the blank. To handle this type of exercise, we have to analyze the sentence and find out which word is grammatically appropriate for the position. A. Will has heard that they might John. After that, we have a clause. And we all know that the clause includes two main parts. There are subject and verb. So, we need a verb here.
Have you heard John isn't coming back and they might even fire him?
That is, fire. They might fire John. B. John used to take for other people's ideas. Take something or someone. The word can be filled is a noun.
And Suzanne told me he took credit for one of her ideas.
Which noun is it? Can you tell me? Yes, credit. Take credit for. Do you remember that I have just taught you this term a few minutes ago? C. One project won an, but only John got the recognition. After is a noun.
It won an award, didn't it?
Yeah, but Suzanne didn't get to share it.
An award. D. Kira says it's almost impossible to report people as strong words. SS is a comparison structure. This blank must be an adjective or adverb.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to report people who are as high up as John is, or was.
As high up as John was. High up is a term to describe the people who has important situation in a company. E, the last one. They are doing the fool, so I suppose a lot of these stories are going to come to light. We can determine a noun should be put here to form a noun phrase. A full noun.
They're doing a full investigation, so I suppose a lot of these stories are going to come to light.
And the answer is investigation. Investigation is an examination to find out the truth about a crime or some rumors. Alright, that's all our lesson today. Now, I would like you to correct all the answers in your notebook and do the homework. First of all, you need to learn all the vocabularies for today. And next, I'd like you to write a paragraph of minimum 150 words to discuss what characteristics or what qualities to make a good leader. Please submit your work before 9 May to your teacher. Thank you for your listening. See you again.